This is just Scott Hastings. The final cycling look at Scott Hastings dancing in front of the commentary box like a demented Peter Kay. And he's still going. Your great state final featuring Argentina and England. One game away. It's the evening today. Can we get that Scotch done in new practice weeks? Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise goodbye for Wales and Scotland!
Kick off there, giving Jevon Groves plenty of time to get up and take it, and the captain says, I'll do just that. Williams, now they clear it out, getting it wide nice and early into the hands of Price. Craig Price is big and strong, was held, needed to release and he didn't. Scotland now with possession, all in front of them, the pass, and then the acceleration here from Riddle. Riddle getting caught there from Stephen Jones. Turns it on the inside where Johnston says, I'll card it forward, and drawing a few of the defenders. They're offside, and so there will be an advantage here for Scotland. Going back into the heavy traffic is Eddie, James Eddie. Advantage is over, and so now an opportunity for the break on the outside. Pop on the inside, here comes Gregor. Try time for Scotland. Colin Gregor ran a beautiful line, and that's why he's the top point scorer for brave Scotland. Scotland the brave, brilliant start.
Well, we've just been speaking about working off the ball, and this is what this guy does here. Colin Gregor putting himself in motion, being an option. It's a good inside pass. They go to the right hand side. They were actually outnumbered, but he draws it the defence out wider. Two defenders chase him and then stops props. An inside ball to Gregor, hitting a nice line.
James Johnston with the assist there. Studying management and marketing, and conversion is successful from the try scorer. So first blood to Scotland after 90 seconds. Scotland 12th placing from last season. They saved their best for last, finishing 4th in their home event and plate finalists here in Dubai, but they struggled in all the other sevens tournaments in 2013. Now the counter-back comes in and Gregor's stolen it. So now a real opportunity for Scotland to strike again. That's the 22 mark of Wales that you can see. Johnston goes in and clears it again. Now he goes through the middle. Another advantage for the Scots here. Been a nuisance in that breakdown area was Harry's. And so Harris's the advantage is over. Eddie, James Eddie. Contact, the counter ruck coming in from Wales, and that's brilliant work from Stefan Jones. The quick tap. Williams. They push it wide. Harris, one more pass out to Morgan. He's quick as Luke Morgan. They identify just how dangerous he is and get up and close that space down. A lot of movement, lateral movement, and no one really going straight, Carl. Everyone just drifting off. It's so easy to defend against for the Scots.
Yeah, Stefan Jones probably was going to straighten that ball. I've had a look at the defensive line of Scotland. He had to secure the ball first, and that's the mistake that he made. Basic stuff, and that's just a bit of fatigue setting in. We spoke about the second day, the fifth game. You've got to be able to execute under fatigue. Heavily supported, aren't they?
Plenty of Welsh support here in Dubai. Of course, winners of the Rugby World Cup here in 2009 were Wales.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
Gregor with the feed. Back in the pockets was Wright. Immediately gets it out to Johnston running across the field. Johnston now looking for the late cut. Never happened as Lee Jones had actually stayed out wide, and that's where the Welsh team get across and push him into touch. Quick throw from Thomas Williams. Still a chance here for Wales. Trying to break this very, very good defensive line from the Scots. The counter ruck comes in again. They're trying to hold their feet. Sending in a lot of players were Scotland to the breakdown.
The referee's letting that ruck be a contest, that's for sure. It's been very messy so far in this game.
Gareth Williams, the former Wales Sevens captain, his full season as coach. Wales struggled a little bit last season. They were badly hit by injuries in PE at that stage with only 8 fit players. Now they get it on the outside. We mentioned him in the intro. Luke Morgan, big. He's not big in stature, but he's strong and fast. Just couldn't break away.
Yes, thought he was away, but good make-up speed from Jones on the Scottish wing there on the far side. Had to turn and chase, and well,
one of the superstars of the future too, isn't he? 22-year-old Luke Morgan. These are the stars of the future. They're young, they're fit, they're athletic, and they like to express themselves here on the Sevens field as Scotland try and make something from their own 22. Lateral running, the pop passes, been able to regather it is Lee Jones. Got a release is Richard Kelly, and so they'll go on with the quick tap from Wright, gets it out to his captain Gregor. Good ball movement here from Scotland, from one side of the field to the other. Robertson trying to draw on 2 defenders, couldn't break away, so now he's got to release the ball. It was the Welsh tackler who tried to play it, but now he has to leave the ball, and Gregor clears it out. Wedges the ball out to Wright. That pass has gone to ground, which means that Lee Jones is going to have to buy a little bit of time. He tries to get on the outside, but he can't. He's thrown the ball away now. Kicked forward there by Price, and it's cooked straight into the hands of Scott Riddell, and he's going to race away to score Scotland's second. It's all about opportunities in sport. And he was the man on the spot. Here's his 35th try.
Yeah, very messy stuff on both teams. Just challenging that breakdown area. There's Scott Riddell, quite fortuitous that the ball popped up. He was the right place at the right time. Here it is. Lee Jones takes it, and it comes off the shins of Craig Price, and then, well, he drops it under the post. Scott Riddell, that'll be one of the easiest ones he's got. Looks at himself on the big screen there, looking all right.
Opportunities. And this to make it 14-0. No mistake there from the Scottish captain. 2 converted tries to Scotland. As I mentioned, the last 5 encounters here in Dubai, the Wales have won them all, but at the break they trail by 14.
Too many turnovers from the Welsh team at the moment, giving Scotland a lot of opportunities, but to be fair, the Scottish team have been more enthusiastic, more industrious, and they're just challenging it to break down.
Good about us at the moment. We get in there, our reaction is spot on, but we're not dealing with them. They're staying on their feet and they're kicking the ball. We've had a few opportunities with the ball stay our feet on their ball, and we just left it. Have that clean ball. Right? We've got to, in fact, take that man out there. We've got to have an aggression when we arrive there, boys. Third man, we will have to smash and come out to play 9. Because at the moment we're too passive. We create
the ball. When we're on the ball, be decisive. And we came out. Decisive actions will be allowed if we give ourselves the space. Reloads are good. Let's crack onto it. The one area there in the game is the slowing possession down. The first man there has to have an aggressive action to activate the ball. If he's not there, let's smash him in. Make an example of him then.
Stick in the moment, the next 20 seconds, the next minute, next score, next score. Stay in the time.
Stay patient, boys. Listen, accuracy on our reloads.
Strong words there from Callum McRae about being accurate. And you heard Colin Gregor, the captain, saying we need to score again. If we score, we might just actually put it out of reach. And I've seen the coach of Wales, Gareth Williams, Carlton on a number of occasions. That's the most animated I've seen him. He's not happy with the way that his team is playing.
No team wants to win to their next door neighbour, do they? Both coaches highlighted aggression. That was probably the main thing I got out of both of those circles. You've got to be aggressive, especially at the breakdown. Make an example. That was the call from Colin McRae.
Wales trail by 14, but that means nothing to this young side because they can create something from nothing. They're that good. A little bit of belief in the ball movement. Looking on the inside, and now there's some space on the outside. Here goes Morgan. Looks on the inside, finds his captain Groves, buys some time back into the pocket. And now they try and find more space out here. This is Morgan. Harris on the outside. Didn't use them though. But they've still got possession. Good clean out. That's just what their coach wanted. That wasn't though, with the ball going back. They've been able to hold on to it. Grove sets it up. Again, they come to this short side. The step from Williams, Lee Williams, over the top pass. They've got numbers here if they can get it wide, and that's what they've done. Out there is Thomas Williams. Thomas Williams with a step, and now he's through. Just what the doctor ordered. Wales are back.
The doctor ordered a dose of Thomas Williams, didn't he? Some great footwork there from the young man in jersey number 2 for Wales. Just bamboozled the Scottish defence. Scott Riddell with a desperate dive, no touch. Well, Wales are back in this one.
Well, we heard their coach Gareth Williams say there's not enough opportunities taken at the first 7 minutes, and they've done just that.
They held possession for long periods, spread the defence of Scotland, and then when they decided to attack, they were aggressive at it.
And that restart hasn't gone 10, and so pull your hair out over those sorts of mistakes.
There's been an Achilles heels for a number of teams that score and then they do something like they kick it like 2 metres short. You'd rather be 2 metres long, be able to keep the ball going and contest and go forward.
As you can imagine, the Scots are in no hurry at all. Time is their friend at the moment. And so a late little cut using the captain again, and Gregor able to get on the outside of Jevon Groves. Gregor knows he hasn't got the pace or the power to beat the sweeper that was there, Thomas Williams. And now here's an opportunity for the Scots because Wales were offside, so if they don't get the ball back here, they'll get the penalty. The advantage might be over shortly as they look to run where the referee is, and the gap appeared very quickly. Williams tries to clear it out. Advantage is over. And now Scotland need to do something with 2 on 1. Gregor's in. Here's his second for the match.
The basic rugby there from Scotland. The ball will always beat the man if you put it into space, and they manipulated it here well. See there, it's Marcellinus Treese, wasn't he? Straightens up the ball, creates the 3-on-2 overlap. Great basic rugby there from Scotland, very effective.
Poor old Jason Harris out on the left flank there. The last defender, he had to make a choice about whether he came in, went for the intercept. And second highest scorer here in Dubai is Colin Grigor. Successful conversion, but another 10 points in this match to his tally of 1,165.
Way ahead of the all-time point scoring list for Scotland, isn't he, Grigor? Showing his class.
All from the mistake from Wales, not kicking it the 10 metres, giving possession back to Scotland. And they penalise them for it. Now they've got something, and now they've got the ball, more importantly. What can the proud Welsh Dragon cook up from here? Morgan got to the line and then he stopped, checked, and just made sure they held onto the ball. This is where both coaches wanted them to be aggressive, but it's on the side of the Welsh, cleared by Williams. Out into midfield. Passes are accurate and crisp. Harris. Good tackle there coming in from Gavin Lowe, who's just come onto the field. There's another player that's just come on as well, and Bennett. Jersey 19, better body positions, but holding on. Scotland now with a chance, quickly taken low. The pop pass up means that there should be some gaps out here where there's a full complement of Scottish players trying to get on the outside. The Fend will do it, and Mark Robertson scores his 4th try in Dubai.
What really stood out for me in that movement from both teams, Wales, but they were hesitant. They weren't engaging the defensive line with any aggression, whereas Scotland, as soon as they got the ball, they went one way and that straight ahead, and they went at full speed. Passes were accurate, on the money. As soon as this guy gets the ball, Mark Robinson, can see here, ball in 2 hands, sizing up the option right there. He makes the decision, I'm going to go myself. The right-hand fend is tough to defend when you're at full stretch. They don't get there, and that's been the difference in this game.
30 years old, made his debut in Wellington in 2006. 49th, and scored rather 53 tries in his career. 31st tournament, and that could be so crucial. There you go, 11 tackles that he's made, 14 carries.
That just tells me he's a very, very busy player, isn't it? Do a lot of defence, getting the ball away when he is taken into contact on attack.
Scott Wright puts it high and gives his jumpers a chance to get up there, but the ball's bounced forward from one Welsh player to another who was in front of the first player that touched it. Nothing going right for the Welsh.
Well, discipline, obviously an issue there. 5 penalties compared to 1. It's just like the way this guy's controlling the game, controlling the pace, Colin Grigor.
When I say time on, you can go.
Been quite innovative with their set piece moves. I like their tap moves here, Scotland. They have one good one already going to the right side.
Turns to the right, and then he stays in support here now. The latent cut coming in from Shaw, who came from the left side, running around to hit the ball on the right, but he was running across the field, which made it very, very easy. Naya Thavo is on in jersey 9 that you can see, but Scotland still have the ball. Looking to try and find some space. Lowe's been good since he's been on. And jersey number 12 here on debut. Grigor gets it out. It's a short blind down that right-hand side. Gosmark goes into the tackle of Harris. The ball is there. Now it's cleared. Grigor has got to get into the hands of Grigor, and something happens, and now they get it wide to Highland. Highland, his first touch for this game. Grigor in quickly again. Naya Thavo, just a little batted on from right. Out the back pass, and that's the money ball. Because away they go. He won't be caught. Colin Shaw's in the corner.
A nice bit of skill on that last pass to Colin Shaw is what makes the space here. Look at that. Just out the back door with the right hand, draws in the winger and the centre.
Missed the Gold Coast, sorry Carl, but returns in his 35th event. And as my colleague, Welsh commentator Wyn Griffith would say, he won't be caught, and he wasn't. conversion unsuccessful, but Scotland will march on to the plate final, having beaten Wales by 31 points to 7.
Emphatically so too, the Scottish team really deserved that. They dominated on every stat you could ask for. Now Gregor well are so integral to the Scottish cause, aren't they? Gregor getting a nice try, involved in a couple as well. Just his line breaks, effective 3 in fact. And just the ill-discipline of Wales costing them dearly. They bow out here in Dubai in 2014. And Scotland move on.
With the Scotland player, Colin, 2 tries in that tie. A real confidence within that Scotland performance after a disappointment against Australia.
We were hurting this morning from, I guess, the way we lost that game. So great character from everyone there to come out and really put down a performance and get us back on track this weekend.
Callum McRae, I spoke to him just after that defeat. He felt there was a real understanding that you could up your level of commitment within that game. Your ball retention was very good. What did you say to the boys as the game unfolded?
It's just about doing the basics. That once we start getting a bit of momentum, it shows that it's working. So it's about keeping to doing what we know we're good at and just finishing off the tries and getting some points.
Good luck at the final.
Cheers, Scott. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks Scott Hastings and thanks Willie Losey. My only consolation, Carl Tanana, is that Scott Hastings was interviewing Colin Gregor there. His full name is Colin Rhys Gregor. He's got a Welsh mother. Let's have a look then. Top tacklers in Dubai. Madison Hughes from the United States, 36 tackles. Scott Riddell, the Scotsman, 32, and Sam Dixon, New Zealand, 31. And those are your top hitters. Lola Louis amongst them, and Osea Kolenisau down there, also the Fijian captain. So Scotland await the winners of the match coming up between Argentina and England. Lots of revelry going on in the stands all around the ground as the Dubai Sevens reaches its climax here in 2014. The Cup semi-finals to come, of course, but this is the plate semi-final between Argentina and England. The winners to face a confident Scotland. England lead by 28-13 in the series. They last met on the Gold Coast in October when Argentina won by just the one conversion, or a missed conversion by England, I should say, and by 21 points to 19. But this is the first time that England and Argentina have met in the plate semi-final in 12 years, and that was in Dubai 12 years ago. So Argentina, Santiago Gomez-Cora rings the changes here and brings on veteran Francisco Merejo. Schultz and Alvarez, the forwards, Tucolet, Rojas Sabato and Revol, the playmaker. For England, well, they're depleted. They're down to 9. Charlie Hayter, Dan Bibby and James Rodwell injured on day one. So it's asking a lot of England to go forward to the plate final here with no key reserves on the bench. So led out by Tom Mitchell, Gaston Revol is the captain of Argentina. And Argentina, well, they've grown in stature as the tournament has progressed. The youngest squad in the tournament, coached by the famous Santiago Gomez-Cora, top try scorer ever. Here is England's record so far. They defeated the United States and Kenya. They lost by a converted try to Australia last evening and were pulled apart by New Zealand, but there's no shame in that, bearing in mind that they'd already lost 3 key players on the first day here in Dubai. Tremendous support for England, as you'd expect from the expatriate community here in the desert of Dubai, as we reflect on the record of Argentina so far. They defeated Brazil, and it was a really good contest against France, and they stole that one at the death and made Fiji play for their win, 33-21. And then this morning Argentina, well, they lost heavily to South Africa, but South Africa are on song. England then with first possession, and they come away through Tom Bowen. Mitchell gets the ball back inside, and it will be a try. Following up was Tom Bowen, the youngster, the newcomer this season. Made his debut on the Gold Coast in October. Had a hand in the lead up to this try and rounded it off for England's opening score.
Yeah, some nice slick passing here. First there was that one, Bowen getting thrown over the sideline, nice catch, and look at this money ball out the back door, goes to hand. I think it was Jeff Williams, the one backing up, and the rugby now's of Tom Bowen to get up off the ground, get himself back into a support play and roll, and he finishes it off.
Against the setting sun, Christian Lewis-Pratt sees his kick drift wide of the mark, but England strike first through Tom Bowen, and they lead Argentina by 5-0.
These are the situations in terms of England when you got only 2 reserves. Everybody's hurting, you're into game 5, then you really earn your stripes, and you find out whether you want to represent your jersey. You can see how proud these guys are, and they start this game off the way they needed to.
England came out of the Gold Coast in October with a third placing and valuable points towards Olympic qualification. They've slipped up a little here in Dubai, but then again so have Samoa. So it's all to play for here, and a place in the plate final at stake. Argentina with ball in hand for the first time. Herman Schultz from the Tala club in Cordoba. Looking for a way through is Francisco Morejo, a rare starter these days for Argentina. Oh, good handoff there. And a march downfield, lovely offload out the back door there, and here come Argentina up to the 22. Ball not sticking to the hands of Franco Sabato, but good work by Secundo Tucolet, the number 8.
Where they're so effective, Argentina's the offloads late. They drop the ball off to make the initial break. This is such a skill to have, to pop off the ground from Tucolet. It just didn't go to hand on that occasion, but it's so tough to defend.
Let's go, boys.
Last year, England lost to New Zealand in the third-fourth playoff by 17-14. Tom Mitchell returning to the squad here for Dubai. Missed out at the Gold Coast. No Marcus Watson, but they do have the speedster Dan Norton. Good work by the flyer. Pull down on the England 22, but it's there for Phil Burgess. Another injury worry on day 1, but here comes Bowen once again, just tipped around the ankles by Gaston Revol. That tackle had to be made.
Yeah, great defence on the far side of the field, but what I like about this guy, Tom Bowen, he backs himself. Probably had the opportunity to pull out, but very strong, small in stature, but very balanced. It's so tough to tackle.
Let's go, fellas, come on. Okay.
Shaven-headed by now, Gaston Revol has more tournaments to his name than all the other starters bar Morejo put together. Morejo with 43, and as I say, just making his first start here in 5 games in Dubai. Now then, Norton, he's got support. Bowen is there, but they'll have to come back. Nick Bryant from New Zealand is our referee for this match.
Norton there, just the statistics take from 8-7. He's not there to defend, he's there to go forward, and that's where he's been outstanding. Ball carries 18, in fact. I think they haven't utilised him the way they should. He's playing at the centre position at the moment through necessity. More accustomed to being on the wing with space.
Argentina won the plate final here in Dubai 12 months ago. They defeated Wales, and here they come through the number 8, Secundo Tucolet, taking on Tom Mitchell. Pulled down from behind by Dan Norton, but it's there once more for Javier Rojas, but this is Francisco Morejo. And Argentina have struck back.
You take the kick.
Morello there, great footwork in the end, just to bamboozle the French defence who are on the back foot. They were broken upfield by the nice break by Tucolet. He takes the set up. They get there quickly. Good clean out there by Gaston Revol. Easy distribution, a nice in and away.
A lovely step. He actually led the Buenos Aires combined side to a victory in the World Club Sevens tournament in London back in August, and most of these players were there on that day, not in the colours of Argentina but in the colours of Buenos Aires. So the conversion was good, and Argentina lead for the first time by 7-5 with a minute 20 left of the first half. One forward. Good chasing though by Herman Schultz, the Argentine number 6.
They just need to sort themselves out here, England. You've got Dan Norton taking that kick-off. No way he should be doing that. There's a lot more taller players. They're just standing back at the moment from the kick-off.
A young man who rejected Premiership contracts to focus on sevens, and with one eye on the Olympic Games in Rio 2016, now that sevens rugby is an Olympic sport. The clock runs down to 0 at the end of the first half. Bowen, the try scorer for England, finds his path blocked, finds Christian Lewis Pratt, turns, spins on his heels and straight into trouble. But support is there in the form of Burgess and Bowen to Jeff Williams. Now then, Norton one-on-one, you have to back him, cuts back inside Revol, and Javier Rojas is still going as Dan Norton into the Argentinian half. Look at those dancing feet of his. Christian Lewis Pratt to Tom Bowen, Bowen for the corner, round into the post for a second try. From one end of the field to the other then, that's England at its best. And they have the statistic which shows that they complete the most passes. And it's a second try for England.
Yeah, Tom Bowen's the one who's going to get his name on the score sheet, but you can take that all the way back to their own 22 through a decoy run of Alex Gray. He's the one that caused confusion in defence of Argentina, which gave the opportunity for England to get the overlap to Dan Norton. He did some great work on that far side of the field, bought time, went across the field and then released a pass. And finally, Tom Bowen on the stroke of halftime gets the double.
A fourth try for the weekend and for the youngster from Plymouth. And that restores England's lead 12-7 at halftime.
You like to listen from there, Tom? The heart is fantastic, absolutely brilliant. The heart is fantastic. Shagging, you come. Toes by defence. Just stay a little bit more controlled and square on our toes. They're going to step back inside, so stay a little bit more connected here. Yeah, and then force them to the outside. Every single time you look at that shoulder turn. All is in our defence. The work ethic is outstanding. We keep fighting hard for each other. With the attack, excellent. Read that flyer. That flyer's going to come. The spike is on you. But keep that ball. Brilliant work.
Error cero, no podemos quedar en sordo. Error cero, mantén la posición. El do bien rápido y golpe tras golpe. Golpeo y vuelvo a golpear. Aparte de ahí, ¿está claro?
There is Santiago Gomez Corre. Well, remember the disappointment on his face when Argentina lost to Wales here in the Rugby World Cup Sevens of Dubai.
Simon Amor, on the other hand, just wanting his players to stay connected all together. Don't get too far across and just square up a little bit. Stay on your toes and be able to move. Don't turn your shoulder, because the Argentinians like to use their step. And also, he's talking about the fly. That's when the defensive player will come up and try and isolate. It looks like there's an inside pass option. Or otherwise, take it into contact, be strong, and reset from there.
Dan Norton, England's most prolific scorer in a single World Series, got 52 tries in the 2012-13 season. England might need one or two more efforts from him if they are to find their way to the plate final here. Intelligent work by Secunda Tuculet. Marejo is the man penalised. So advantage England. On the ball there is Phil Burgess. Just making sure that everybody knows his task here. Mitchell, the playmaker, just taking control, waiting for something to happen here. And here is Burgess, showing good pace. Phil Burgess, excellent score. Came from the quickly taken penalty there, and Tom Mitchell taking control of matters before releasing this man.
Yeah, that's an option play off the penalty tap kick. They read the defence if he comes in and they drop it out the back to this man. You see there, the last pass, just like, look at the way he just stutter steps on the sweeper to vault, and there's no way he can make up that speed. He has to stop. That's well done by the big man.
That's an excellent conversion from Christian Lewis-Pratt. And England breathe easier with a 12-point advantage, 19-7. And there confirmation for you of the statistic I mentioned earlier. 17 passes completed by England. Palm down by Alex Gray for England.
Same kick-off from England, same result from Argentina, and then another penalty for the English.
Well, they scored from a similar position a minute ago. Ball given away, Argentina 94 times, and if you went right down to the bottom of that table, you'd find England right at the bottom there, the most miserly of all the teams here in the possession surrendered stakes. Lewis-Pratt on the dummy run was Jeff Williams. Didn't fool Argentina though. Mitchell in danger of becoming isolated here, gets support from Alex Gray. Good strength being shown by the youngster, the 23-year-old. Former London Irish player, now on a full English Sevens contract, or England Sevens contract.
Good hustle on defence here by Argentina. Lewis-Pratt was looking to go to the left-hand side, and they come in and knock the ball out of his hands. They need something here. Argentina have had no possession in the first three minutes of the second half.
Number 8 and number 4.
So Argentina ringing the changes here, making no less than 3 replacements. Luna, Fernandez and Muller. Come on. Keep an eye out for Patricio Fernandez. You'll hear much more of this young man's name. He's seen as a brilliant prospect, even a once-in-a-generation player for Argentina, a running fly half. And here's a chance for him to show his credentials. Because Argentina chasing the game here midway through the second half. Down by 12 points and 19-7. That's a decent touch finder.
Yeah, smart play there from Argentina. Just want to go to the setup. There's still a lot of time in this game. They have to score pretty quickly. All the Los Pumas.
Javier Rojas with the kick. The man from the Universitario club in Tucumán. Gaston Revol needs to find his man here in the line-out. England don't challenge. But in they go into the contact area, swept out quickly. Revol has to reach high for that one. This is Rojas, taken there by Mitchell and by Jeff Williams. Referee Brian waiting for the advantage from the high tackle. Fernando Lunia, a high-stepping Fernando Lunia, 5 meters short of the inland try line. Could this be the Argentine comeback? Yes, it is. Santiago Alvarez.
Oh, what a run by Fernando Luna, I think it was. He just powered through the English defence. It was never going to be denied. As soon as he poked his head through. You see me, this is the back end of a nice run. He decoys to the left and then goes to the right, sends the defence on the wrong way. Santiago Alvarez gets Argentina back in it.
So it's game on. Conversion is good. And Argentina are back within 5 points. Plenty of time to go. 2 minutes, 10 seconds on the clock. Rojas to drop this one just beyond the 10-metre line. Came back off a white hand, and here come Argentina once again. Patricio Fernandez, hauled down by Phil Burgess, 5 metres short. This is brilliant stuff from Argentina. They come again through Axel Muller, almost to the try line. Argentina digging deep here. It's advantage Argentina. Gaston Revol around the outside. The ball is over. Pulling the trigger on the revolver is Gaston Revol.
What a call from the kickoff to go straight down the middle. England couldn't secure it, and it bounced up nicely for that man at the moment, Fernando Luna, the number 1. This is the back end of a good clean out. And they go to the left-hand side. They were always under the penalty advantage. And Revol, you can see him, dummy plays, goes around the outside, bamboozles the English defence. And well, the kick for the lead.
The shortest guy in this Argentine side gets a try, which draws the scores level. The conversion is good, and Argentina, having been behind by 19-7, now lead by 21-19, and just under a minute to go. But this is so typical of Argentina. You've been there yourself, Carlton Arna, time and time again in the days of Santiago Gomez Cora and his brother Pablo, Lucio Lopez Fleming.
Well, they're scrappers, no doubt about that, and now they've got a sniff, and here we go. England, are they good enough?
They need to dig deep now. Norton reaching forward was Burgess, and again it's left to this man looking for his hat-trick. Tom Bowen out on the left, scragged there by Joaquin Rojas, picked up by Patricio Fernandez, cut back inside, Fernandez into the 22. Advantage Argentina once more. A try now would seal it for them, and all they need to do here is hold on to possession. Early tackle, yellow card for England, and Argentina will march on surely to the plate final with 8 seconds to go. Will they kick for the post, or just hold on to possession here and kick for touch perhaps?
Oh, they're going to give England an opportunity here, because it's going to be time for the throw-in. They have to get the ball into play.
There is time for the line out. Well, I wonder whether they'd have been better employed going for the 3 points.
Well, that'll tap the ball and run the opposite way to your own try line.
Well, the Argentinian reserves and Santiago Gomez Cora, they had their heads in their hands there, and we've seen England score from here. If they can get their hands on the ball, they must, they have to. All Argentina need to do is climb high, secure possession, and kick it high into the grandstands. It's still there. Now then.
So the white player prevented it from going 5.
Was it a knock-on? Is that what the referee's asking?
White prevented it going 5.
So white prevented it going 5. Free kick Argentina. Now then, this time.
White player not.
Santiago Gomez Cora. And the players and the coaches are arm in arm down on the sidelines as the ball is kicked high into the night sky here. Santiago Gomez Cora and his side are through to the plate final on the back of a tremendous second half comeback. They've defeated England by 21 points to 19, the identical score on the Gold Coast back in October. They left it late, but boy, that has certainly brought the crowd to their feet here. We can hear now from Santiago Gomez Cora down touch side with Willie Losey.
Your team came back very well in the second half. What did you say at half time?
We don't make any mistake. We have to keep the ball and try, when we have some opportunity, try to score, and we did it. So we are very happy after we lost again. South Africa was amazing. Try to put the team up again.
2 good wins yesterday, but a loss this morning. How important is it just to get victories and points?
Yes, we are growing as a team, so we have to learn how to win, and it's not easy, and we did it in the last match. So we hope that we can do it again in the final.
Congratulations, good luck in the plate final.
Thank you.
10-3. Got 10-3.
Terrific scenes at Dubai, heading into the business end of the event, the second of 9 stops on the HSBC Sevens World Series. And what an event it has been, and what great rugby sevens we still have for you over the coming hours. We're heading into the Cup semi-finals. Fiji versus Australia. The winner to go through to the final at Dubai. They last met in a cup semi-final in George in South Africa way back in 2002. So that's quite incredible. Fiji and Australia haven't been in a cup semi-final for 12 years. In recent times, they've had some fairly competitive matches. And this Fiji team is running hot at the moment. Lunasau is in, I think, career best form. 29 years of age, 3 tries, 5 tries for Rawatha, number 11. Coached by Ben Ryan, and the Australians, well, the captain Ed Jenkins, he has 5 tries beside his names. Cameron Clark has 4. Coaches Geraint John, his first World Series as Australian coach, moving from Canada. So just cooling down nicely for these players. Fiji on the left, Lunasau the captain, and Ed Jenkins leading the Australians out. Here's the welcome for the first of our Cup semi-finalists. Greg Clark with you, and alongside me, Scott Hastings. Wow, what a match-up. Can this young Aussie team get a start, get some confidence going, or will the Fijians blow them away like they did on the Gold Coast?
Well, Fiji, when they get going, they will rip anybody apart. And we know at this stage last year, they put 44 points on New Zealand. Now, Australia will have to play box office rugby, but we are being treated to some fantastic rugby here in Dubai. Sit back, folks, and watch this one, because we will be royal entertained by both these wonderful Sevens athletes.
So Fiji, the favourites, as you would expect after the win on the Gold Coast in October, and a wonderful first day and hot form on day 2 as well. Mike Adamson from Scotland is the referee. First of the semi-finals underway. Lunasau kicking off, and it's been knocked back on the Fiji side, towed through, and Holland gives it to Clark, and he's claimed immediately, throws it out the back door. So scrambling stuff early on from the Australians, and Fiji go in and try and turn it over, and they have done that. And now they're going to try and hit it up the middle, and the support play was pretty good, but they lose it, but it went backwards, so fortuitously Fiji still have it under control, and there is a simple miss, and there's the first try, Joey Tuai.
Well, 5 for Tuai. He has been electric today, has he not? It's just this ability to recycle the possession, and Tuai, look at this, ball in 2 hands, then the little duck and step. Oh, Pamafo and Clark just got caught there. But it's just the ability to sort of step and duck under. Athleticism personified in this man, Tuai.
So, Tuai, 25 years of age, made his debut on the Gold Coast, and these two teams met on the Gold Coast in Norway, and Fiji got out to a real flyer there. A couple of late tries, but some respectability in the scoreline, but Fiji won on that occasion 35-12. So 7-0. Such a slippery character for Tuai, just ducking under tackles. This one's been knocked back, and again it's there for Fiji. Bouncing the ball going their way, and this is how they like to play their rugby. They throw it around, they make the most of their opportunities. Tackled from Clark on Lunasau, but Domalailai is there. And it's more good possession now for the Fijians. Across to Kunatani, who's had a wonderful tournament again. And Kunatani just cutting back on the inside. He's got support there in Katalambao. And it is Fiji. Well, they need a quick ball, and they're queuing up on the outside. Lunasau cutting back on the inside. He pops it up, and did they get it down? We're going to have what we call an RBR. The referee video review might be required. They throw it around.
Yep. Did you get a knock on? Ben. Okay, thanks, Ben. Thanks, Ben. Knock on.
Lost forward. So the assistant referees helping Mike Addison with that one.
Yeah, Ben Cruz just indicating that was the knock on there. And it just slipped out. No, there was a knock-on before that.
before the ball was dotted down there and indicated on the far side, Ben Cruz assisted.
So, Fiji and Australia are a man down, and that's why there's a gap there for the captain, Osia Kulinasau. So it is 12 points to 0.
Yeah, 2 for Tuwai there. He just nipped in. Kulinasau picks up the ball, but it was Tuwai, the little scrum half, who nipped in there for the try. What a wonderful try.
James Stannard, yellow carded. So they're down a man, Australia. So simple switch of play here, Scott, and you just can't give Tuwai. In fact, it was that scored the try. The number 9. Apologies there. So his 6th try, so he's now equal with Ambrose Curtis and also Sayusi Asufalau. Again, possession for Fiji. The Australians just can't get their hands on the ball, and he has got a hat-trick. Oh my goodness, now he's going to fire away and give it to his mate Semi Kunatani. So that's his 4th try. Unselfish there by Gary Tuwai, and this really is a replay of what happened in their last match on the Gold Coast in October.
Yeah, just scrabbling ball, but it's just the acceleration by Tuwai. You thought he was in for the hat-trick. Decided to give the inside pass. Kunatani maybe own one later on. But Semi Kunatani, as James Stannard had been yellow carded earlier on. So the power play in Fiji's favour.
Well, this is quite rare. The Australians actually had possession. Taken a while, and the penalty goes to Australia.
Look at that graphic on the screen. It just goes to show when you're in that possession and you've completed the 10 passes. That is why the scoreboard, folks, shows 19-0 to Fiji's favour. Stannard comes in off the bench to try and get some territorial play up here into the Fijian half. Now it's important, if Australia stay in touch with Fiji, they've got to score off this possession.
Well, they lose it, and it's been knocked on, so good pressure at the line out as well by the Fijians. So they're not just good at their attack, their D is pretty good as well.
It was interesting because Ed Jenkins was questioning referee Mike Adamson. I actually thought Semi Kunatani got a hand on the ball to knock it back into Fiji's possession, but the referee had judged it had been knocked on by Australia.
So no matter what part of the field they're on, they are very dangerous indeed. The support play, you can just see it there, but now an opportunity as Palmer Foe picks it up, and the penalty will go to Australia. Bowden takes it very quickly, and he's running to the left and throws it back into Clark, who fires it now to Holland. Whoops! Holland has to regather and go again. He's claimed immediately by Rawatha, and the penalty goes against Australia. So they've just been out-muscled, out-enthused and outplayed so far, and they're lining up out to the left here. The flying Fijians, a bit of footwork, and that's not what we are expecting from Fiji. A poor pass, but now Jenkins has it for Australia. And Foley fires one over. Palmer-Foe, here's a chance. He's stepping. Palmer-Foe needs to link up on the outside. The bounce was okay in the end for Holland. He fires it across to Jenkins. Intercept was on there for Veramalua, who comes through, and the penalty goes to Australia. It's taken quickly by Foley. Out it goes now to Lewis Holland. Holland standing now. Gets it out to Clark. It's a race for the corner. Cameron Clark in and away, and he scores the try. So just before half-time, Clark gets his 5th for the tournament, and they're finally on the score sheet.
Well, Cameron Clark, individual skill here. As Osia Kulinasau, he was turned inside out, was the prolific Fijian. Look at that. Not much space to work in. But once he turned him, Clark scores for Australia. And right on the half-time hooter as well. James Stannard with the conversion to come.
Not a bad attempt from out wide. but no, can't add the extras. And so at half-time, it is Fiji with a healthy lead in the Cup semi-final, 19 points to 5. What a start, Fiji. Just allowing the Aussies just to have a little bit of a sniff of a comeback just before half-time, but when that bounce of the ball and possession is going the way of Fiji, they're pretty to watch. Let's go to the huddles.
Taking the contact inside, you've got to fight that contact and move the ball. Defensively, watch those fringes. If we've got the numbers, come up. We have 3 against 2 and we step inside 2 people. Can't do that. It's one score we need, but we've given them a chance here. Off the kickoff, we know our roles. Yeah. We take the ball, we get playing in their half, and we keep ball. Set? This is the big 2 minutes. You get 1 score in 2 minutes, game over. Let them back in now, it's game on. Know the roles. In threes. Dalanoi, carry, eh? Please.
Well, message pretty simple from Ben Ryan. Be the next team to score, and it's game over. Spoke a little bit of Fiji in there as well. Ben Ryan really embracing the culture of the islands. And Garrett John is wanting more from his players. So Stannard, this one will go the 10, and knocks it down to Clark, and now Stannard back to Clark. Oh, was almost intercepted, knocked on by Fiji though.
We often talk about Fiji and their attack structures, and whilst you have to mix it in, they do put teams under a lot of pressure in the defensive chores, but the errors do litter their performance. But you almost forget that they do make mistakes, and sometimes amongst the brilliance there is the uncertainty of what they do.
But if they can get you playing their sort of game, they love it that way. And now the bounce, who's going to get it? It's there, it's towed through, and it's going to be a try to Australia, and it is Lewis Holland. He kept it on the toe, and he had the pace to win the race. So they're all of a sudden asking a few questions of the Fijians.
Well, I talked about creating uncertainty. The bounce of a rugby ball, you never know what happens there, but it was Lewis Holland that latched onto it. Dodge down. Australia are back into this game.
There's the mascot for the Australians, still wearing black armbands in memory of the late Philip Hughes. So 19 points to 12. Palmafo. It's been knocked back, and straight through. Fiji, this is what they can do to you. Ed Jenkins giving chase on 2 wide. And then popping it up is Kunatani. And so now Sam Myers has it. Gives it now to Confoli. Palmafo. He's on his own. So he just does a bit of footwork. Goes into contact. And here's that rush-up defence by the Fijians. Surely a turnover. Yes, it is. And that is a soft try in the end. And it all came from that defensive pressure. So they hit back immediately, Fiji. Coughed up a try on the right-hand side, but then finish it on the left.
Well, watch this. Domalai, he nicked this one like a hen and an egg. Spins out the tackle of Stannard. Of course, Stannard and Ed Jenkins had done so well to deny Fiji the early try when the breakout happened with 2 wide. But when the squeeze ball happened, it was pinched.
So we've got a change coming up. The try scorer, Apasai Domalai. He is going to the sideline. Farmer also being replaced, so Greg Jeladev is out there. So 24-12, still plenty of time. And it's all about possession now for the Australians and Fiji. They just need to keep doing what they've been doing, pressuring the opposition. Jenkins. Good work. Fa'alaulau is out there. Now Jeladev, who's got some pace, has to cut back on the inside though. He's got support with him. Fa'alaulau. He's got some dancing feet. Pull down though, pops it up to Holland, and now Cameron Clark, who gives it out, a beautiful ball to a rampaging Nick Malouf down the try line, down the sideline, and he's heading for the try line, and Nick Malouf, after coming off the bench, he scores a beautiful try, and so that's his first for the weekend, and with 3 minutes to go, they're hanging in there.
Well, marvellous Malouf on the outside. Clark delivers the pass for the man who just sprinted onto it. There's such heart in this Australian team. They will never say never. And Malouf, power, determination, grit. Yes, sir.
So 24-17. Conversion attempt from out wide, not successful. And so 2.5 minutes remaining. Converted try, separating them. Clark gives it a bit of hang time, and they knock it back. It comes off one of the Australians, I believe. Into touch. No, in fact, they're going to give the throw in to Australia. All of a sudden, after cruising to 19-0, and Ryan just showing a little bit of concern.
There was a little bit of edge, especially in his halftime speech, where he was a little bit annoyed that his players were speaking over him, and just this ill discipline perhaps it just crept into the second half performance.
So now it's Clark, who gets away from one, gives it to Jeladev. Clark taken without the ball in back play, but Jeladev is on the way to the try line. Did he get there? What's going to happen here?
Well, it was definitely crossing.
Was it a Shepherd obstruction?
Yeah, there was. Mike Adamson looking for a clarification.
Well, they had some numbers, no try. Just unfortunate here, just running into his own man. So fair call, and now Fiji will look to make them pay through Rocco, cutting back. Galatani, good tackle by Malouf. He pops it up though, too wide. It's been intercepted by Jenkins. Jenkins needed to offload. Fa'alaulau, he gives it down, and Malouf runs it across. So with 50 seconds remaining, kick to come, and it could be all locked up.
Well, if you're sitting in your couch at home, stand up and applaud this Australian team. Malouf in for the double. Who would have forecast this? Australia have come back now. The pressure on for the conversion.
So Clark, he brings it around. It's over. Pressure kick is there. So it is 24-all in the Cup semi-final.
Oh, Ed Jenkins. Absolute brilliance. Fa'alaulau on that cut pass, and try time here for Malouf. It was brilliant, but it was only brilliant because Clark converted to draw the game.
And the bounce knocked on by the Fijians, and now Malouf, can he get a hat-trick? It's Fa'alaulau, and they've got some numbers on the far side. Clark gives it, no he doesn't. He lost it forward, just tried to dummy on to the left, turning it onto the inside, lost control, and so 24-all, and it is going to extra time in the first of the Cup semi-finals. Whoa, time for a breather for everyone.
Do we not have a fantastic game on our hands here? Well done, Australia, to pull it back. Extra time, folks. Don't go and put the kettle on. Stay with us.
Toss being made.
Your kick. You run that. Perfect. Yeah. Cheers, mate.
Sudden death. Extra time.
Use the ball. Confidence, support. I believe in yourselves. Use the ball. Come on, go play. Go, Joey. Give it up, move. Set. No, Stop, watch out.
Well, Fiji came to Dubai as one of the favoured teams after the win from the Gold Coast back in October. Australia, they had never made the Cup semi-finals at Dubai since 2002. So I think they achieved plenty by making the last four, but now all of a sudden they're one score away from causing a major boil-over. But Fiji, they'll regroup. And Maloof, claimed immediately by Gunatani. Rocco is offside. It's into touch, and a pretty good touch finder also from Lewis Holland.
Yeah, tremendous. And what I'm intrigued by that play, a lot of teams would just play that ball and move it wide, but you're sucking in 3 or 4 Fijians into that. But the mistake by Fiji.
And an offside play there. So after applying some pressure at the line-out.
Kick again. They have got an opportunity potentially to have a drop kick at goal, but the option from Holland is to go the corner again. And once more they suck in 4 Fijians into that small area.
Alan Fa'alala needs to find the target. They go to the back, and it's been won by Fiji. And the tackle is the end of the end goal. What's happened here? He's going to go upstairs. I think the Aussies might be claiming a try, or the Fijians will say it was grounded.
I've not got a clear release from yellow. What do you think? I'm not sure about that. It wasn't definitely not a ground. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to go yellow going forward. So we should look upstairs? I think it's okay. Go upstairs.
Well, he wants to have a look at this. My goodness, is this going to be a try? So it was on the line there. And now the Australians going and digging for it. What are they looking for? There's a hand there, an Australian hand on the ball. No try, but Australia will get the put into the scrum. Wow! More drama here at Dubai.
Australia with pressure on. Can they make it tell? This is great stuff, isn't it?
24 all. Sudden death, extra time. Carlisle puts it in, pops it up. Holland gives it now to Clark, who's going to try and get on the outside. Cameron Clark fires it over to Jaladev. Jaladev cutting back on the inside. Greg Jaladev scores the try, and it is Australia. It's a boil-over in Dubai. Australia through to the Cup final, winning in extra time. Unbelievable scenes. 29-24. And Jaladev, has he ever scored a more important try? It's his first for the tournament.
Fantastic stretch on the defence. Clark took on the wide ankle. Jubilant Jaladev in for the try. And look at the delight of these Australians. That's what it needs to win. The semi-final against Fiji. You're into the final, Australia, and well done.
coming back from 19-0 down, and aren't they happy? And the new coach, Garrett John, jumping for joy. The job is not done yet. I think they would have been happy just to be in the top 4, but no. They wanted to be in the final, and they have reached it. So we have one team into the final. It is Australia. Fiji will play off for 3rd and 4th. And now we're set for the next of the Cup semi-finals. What a Cup semi-final it's going to be. South Africa and New Zealand.
So can we better that? The magnificent game there. Australia's come back against Fiji to get into the final. An exceptional play by them, quite extraordinary. Well, it's South Africa up against the old foe New Zealand, and a reenactment of the Commonwealth Games final in Scotland, which South Africa won. These two teams, well, pretty much settled combinations in terms of who's playing, and Neil Powell has certainly kept pretty much the same team all the way through, and certainly the same run-on team. So Frankie Horn assumes the captaincy, and Carl Brown is on the sidelines. As usual, it's DJ Forbes who leads up New Zealand, and well, it's a New Zealand side alongside me, Willie Luce, former Tongan captain. It's a New Zealand side that has really big engines.
It really has, and they've scored 24 tries over the last 2 days. Good victories there. Only conceding the 1 try. That's the big thing that Sir Gordon Titchens will be happy about, is the defence of this New Zealand side.
Well, they didn't concede a single point yesterday in the first day, and only 7 today, so a total of 7 points. South Africa have also been quite miserly with only 17 points that they've conceded. So these are two teams that defend really well, and well, over the years, New Zealand certainly have edged South Africa, and Matt O'Brien from Australia will take charge of the second Cup semi-final. Gillies Kaka will be the man to start this match. It's a pretty deep kick in, and up for it is Philip Snyman, one of the big strong men in the South African side, a natural winger in 15s. South Africa will have to compete very vigorously at the breakdown. This is one of the strengths of New Zealand rugby, but South Africa have got plenty of pace in their team. Over the top there from Cecil Africa. Here comes the chase from Werner Kok. He didn't get the bounce that he wanted. Can New Zealand control it at the breakdown point? Well, South Africa have got the penalty. Quickly taken by Frankie Horn. Back inside it goes. Yes, Kwagga Smith. He'll open the scoring.
Brilliant start for South Africa. Kwagga Smith is 3rd try here in Dubai, 14th in his career. The mistake from New Zealand, Ambrose Curtis retrieved the ball, and have a look at this, Captain Fantastic, Frankie on tap, draw the last defender and help yourself to a 5-pointer.
Well, I spoke about big engines. There's a man who's got a big one too, and so has Werner Kok, who's had an exceptional tournament. So Branko de Prier, one of the more accurate kickers of conversions in the HSBC World Series, gets the vital 2 points. South Africa would want every single point they can get, and there's lots of support for them in the crowd. Plenty of South Africans living here in Dubai too, who've come out in numbers. Another highlight as well has been Cecil Africa's kickoffs, and we don't want to put the muckers on him, but he certainly has kicked very accurately from the kickoffs. The chase coming from Frankie Horn. Up for it, Scott Curry. Quickly out there through Kirk Baker's hands, and then South Africa just swarming all over Joe Webber. He's done really well, has the New Zealander. He's got a little bit of go forward. South Africa really are targeting New Zealand at the breakdown point, and they've turned it over. This is Cock. Now Frankie Horn. He's got Quagga Smith alongside him. Smith just corkscrewing out of the first tackle. And again it's Cock. Well, it's opened up. But obstruction there from South Africa.
Yeah, it was Frankie Horn actually just pulling back one of the New Zealand players who tried to get away to close that gap. All experience in the world, Frankie Horn.
61 consecutive tournaments. It's a record for Sevens. He's been an unbelievable player, has Frankie Horn. So Gillies Kaka just making sure of his touch finder. New Zealand will want to settle. They're not really getting their hands on the ball at the moment, but South Africa, one of their Achilles heels has been that they've surrendered a lot of possession in this tournament, but they've got better today, Willie.
Yeah, they really have, and they're challenging the areas of the breakdown, in particular sending in players, knowing that New Zealanders don't send too many to that particular point.
Scott Curry has done a good job in the line out for New Zealand. Out from Kurt Baker, Joe Webber, Yaz Ambrose Curtis. He's also scored plenty of tries. What, they're not holding on to the ball there, New Zealand, so it's South Africa coming away with it. Lots of competition there from Siabola Sinatla. And we like to see him at full speed too. So Branko de Pria out from Cock. Now Quagga Smith decides to go back in field. He's good running lines here from Quagga Smith. He's a natural flanker that runs like a centre three-quarter. And here comes Branko Smith, Branko de Pria with the little sidestep. Now can they get it out quickly? Mickelson is charging out to cover the territory. That's good play from Phil Mickelson, but it's opened up. Quagga Smith has got his second. This is a great start by South Africa.
If Frankie Horn was playing in the NBA, he'd have 2 assists. Because on the first one, he took in the last defender and gave the pass. On this occasion, it was just soft hands. Have a look at the work of Frankie Horn there. Catch, deliver, all in one motion. And Quagga Smith gets the reward. The captain, fantastic. Frankie Horn, and South Africa are challenging New Zealand at the breakdown. They're winning the turnover ball, and that's the reason why they lead by 12 points. Kick to come.
Well, a quagga is an extinct animal, a half zebra, a half horse. There was nothing extinct about the efforts of Quagga Smith on those 2 occasions.
He's as quick as any thoroughbred I've seen.
Buckle up, DJ, buckle up.
So New Zealand stunned at the moment, but we know New Zealand, we know their ability to come back. And the South African team knows that only too well too. This time a little bit deeper from South Africa. Gillies Kaka, a long pass out. We've seen a lot of aggression as well from the New Zealanders in terms of carrying the ball out. Once again, they haven't protected it. It's another turnover to South Africa. De Pria onto Werner Kok. Now another chance here. Quagga Smith could get a hat-trick. Here he goes. What a try!
3 in 6 minutes. Total domination from South Africa. Philip Snyman, the man there, he went in and won the turnover, and then once they released it, it was just daylight in front of him. That's the easiest of the 3 tries. In fact, no, it's not. All of them have been about supporting, but on that occasion, there was not a New Zealander in frame.
Well, the South Africans on the training field must have been practicing their pickpocketing, because 2 occasions they've turned it over and scored from it. De Pria now, can he keep up his 100% record with the boot? Might not have the distance. Yes, he has. Branko de Pria, 3 conversions of the 3 tries by that man in picture.
New Zealand are getting the kick-off and then they're throwing it back into the pocket. South Africa have done their homework and they're not falling for the footwork of players like Joe Webber. They're getting up, they're making the tackles, and the next person in is winning the turnover.
Well, those first-time tackles are crucial. We saw that one on Joe Webber. We know he's a strong runner. Scott Curry with a catch. Parker out Baker again. It's Webber looking for Ambrose Curtis and Sinatla. doing the covering work. Now South Africa have basically fanned out on defence, and that's causing some difficulty for New Zealand because they're not sure in which direction to pass the ball. So half-time, it's just flown past those 7 minutes with South Africa in a very commanding lead. 3 tries by Kwagga-Smith, 3 conversions by Branko de Pria. So Gordon Titchens will no doubt have enough to say. It'll be interesting listening in to this little chat here on the New Zealand side.
We're letting ourselves down. We're letting the referee get on top of it. We're also letting them get on top of it. It's a one-on-one. You're trying to smash the guys. Don't give me a bit of space. Be a bit more angry. Get it out. That's what they're doing to us right now. Stop beating us in the hairy area. We'll take care of the lot. We're getting beaten up. Yeah, come on. Let's get into it and get there early. And we use the ball. Get us, boys. Skop hom lekker dat hy daar hang. Maak hy hier. Alright, dis nie nou op die hoek te wees nie. Rugby kom uit. Ons maak hulle space toe, boys. Hulle like dit is hulle space te maak nie. Great first time meets. Ons hou aan om dieselfde te doen, boys. Ons kan nie nou ons vir die Perla bal nie. Alright, nou moet jy hy skroef nog dieper in draai, boys. Nou hy skroef nog dieper in draai. 7 minute. 7 minute, boys. Ewe nou. Alright, die ou moet langs jou staan en vir daai ding wat op die bord is. Daai bom, boys. Gaan nie ons van die pedaal af na Hardy, boys. Kry hy grip op sy nek, op sy nek. Druk hom nog harder. Determine this physical desperation how badly you want today. Clear head. Get on him, oh God! Yes! Let's go. Work, bro.
Well, Willie, a quick translation for you there of the Afrikaans being spoken by Neil Powell. He said that really the first time hits have been a great success in the first half, and the fact that South Africa have closed down the space for New Zealand, not giving them any room to move in, and he wants that to continue in the second.
And Gavin, just in English, what Sir Gordon Titchens said, so you can understand as well as a translation.
Yeah,
he's basically saying they've been beaten up everywhere and they need to get into the game.
He wants them to get a little bit more angry, New Zealand. And they almost look like they're stunned. You know, sometimes when you really get stunned by having 3 tries against you very quickly, but we know the New Zealand side are capable of coming back. The other semi-final, we saw it with Australia against Fiji. So South Africa will be holding on to their horses here. That their team can control this game in the second half. It's the only way that they'll make sure of winning it. But then again, it's New Zealand looking a little bit disorganized when they've got the ball in hand. It's not the slick New Zealand that we know in terms of moving the ball around. We haven't even seen a guy like Tim Mickelson in the first half or really in the game as of yet. So New Zealand have won a penalty.
Number 2.
Better aggression from New Zealand as well, looking to get to the breakdown point but also being accurate, taking out bodies instead of just arriving and being passive.
And that's what Sir Gordon Titchens was looking for. Dennis Clark will make sure of his kick out. Scott Curry has been a very good line out forward for New Zealand over the years. And can they string something together? Yeah, they've got the pace, they've got the strength in the back line.
Well, they've got the pace, but they won't out sprint the South African side, and so what they're trying to do is get a mismatch with Curtis up against Sinatla, and then Sinatla might need a little bit of help to come across. That's why they're trying to get it to him quickly.
Curry's catch, get his Clark's feet, and then from Baker. And again, New Zealand just not on the front foot. Here comes DJ Forbes. His experience can help enormously, but now they've gone and lost the ball. It's a ball tackle from South Africa. Well, it's a very valuable one. Dislodged it from Forbes. So it'll be a scrum put into South Africa.
Captain on, captain too. 68 tournament, 63. Have a look at this. There you go. Horn knew exactly how dangerous he is if he got through the gap, and he just put his hand up there, his big mitt, and just pulled it out.
Told you they could pickpocket, Willie. So first scrum of the match then. And it'll be Branko de Pria putting it in. No changes made by South Africa, as they've normally done. Carl Brown often comes on. Same combinations for both teams. Everybody on edge. So vital the next 2 minutes for this game that could determine the outcome for either side. De Pria. Oh, so South Africa's gone and knocked it on. He's got the New Zealand disease.
Exactly, you don't see that too often. Africa running wide, he normally takes those every single time of the day. On that occasion, he just had a little look up before he caught the ball, and look at the work that he's done here. 6 tackles, 13 carries. The line break stands, we know he can, and 4 tries. So just giving New Zealand a little bit of hope, because they can come back from here, but New Zealand need to be more accurate. This is a clinical performance from the South Africans.
It certainly is. So out it goes now. Ambrose Curtis. South Africa pretty much up to it physically, even although the size of the individuals is not the size of some of the New Zealanders. It's been those first-time hits that Neil Powell was talking about that have really counted well. So Kako, Scott Curry down the line, Forbes, now Mickelson. Tall Tim Mickelson, just such a vital cog in the New Zealand wheel. Kako, now Kurt Baker. Curtis, this time getting through the half gap. It's a good play that from Curtis. South Africa, one man down there, Sinatra out of the action. Well, he's back on his feet again. Here comes Forbes. Now Joe Webber got through the half tackle. That's so important. That could help to lead to tries, but it's a huge tackle once again.
Man of the moment, isn't it, Parker Smith? Not only is he effective in scoring a hat-trick, called on defensively to tackle one of the best in the business in Tim Mickelson, and he makes absolutely no mistake of that.
3.
So change. Here comes Kyle Brown, the natural captain.
Can you guys use the line as the mark, please, and make a good get?
It'll be Frankie Horn coming off.
You're the halfback, eh?
So the temporary captain leaves the park, and the chosen captain comes on.
Not a happy hunting ground the last 2 years here in Dubai for New Zealand. Thumped by Fiji last year by 44 points in the semi-final.
And of course, South Africa beaten in the final 2 by Fiji. It's been a reasonably good hunting ground, this Dubai, for South Africa. And they have the penalty now, and of course that clock's winding down as well, Willie.
Hands on is not out.
21 points. That's 3 goals. Those conversions were very important as well from Branko de Pree. Can New Zealand pull something out of the bag? We saw Australia do it in the other Cup semi-final. Perhaps the game of the tournament, that one.
Time will start when you kick a tap. Time will start when you kick a tap.
So Branko de Pree with that trusty left boot of his, and try and take it downfield. Obviously make sure that he gets it out. And I think that's one thing that South Africa have done well. Outside of Africa's little knock-on, they've been very accurate in this match.
Yeah, as we mentioned, that word clinical and some changes for the New Zealand team, but you kind of feel it might just be a little too late. They were beaten up in that first 7 minutes. They were like possums, struck in the headlights. They didn't know what was going on. And it was just a full-on assault from the South African side that were determined to go one better than they did last year.
Sam Dixon and Sherwin Stowers on. Saw Chisholm Colby working his way on, so Branko de Pree will come off. Colby will go to scrum half. There he is. Colby, this man's lightning fast. He's got a great step too, but have a look who he's got with him. He's got Africa there, who's also got the legs. That's a great, it's number 4 for South Africa. What a game this has been.
Cecil Africa, former player of the year, IFB player of the year, and the Rainbow Nation can celebrate yet again. This is classical. You come onto the field, Colby, his first touch of the ball, and it's magical. 2 hands, draws in the last defender. Bye-bye, mother. We're going to the races. And there he is. Look at the delight in Cecil Africa's face. That puts it beyond doubt. It wasn't already decided.
Well, Colby's got the conversion over too, and again, Neil Powell has shown how well he's used his bench in this tournament. He's kept Kyle Brown off as he works his way back from injury. He's brought Colby on at a crucial time, and the youngster with that absolute magic acceleration. He'll be out running with Bob GBI one of these days. Cheslin Colby. Well, it's less than a minute now, so the game's over pretty much. And it's been an absolute blitz for the Blitzbokker.
Yeah, the Blitzbokker, but it's more about pride. New Zealand won't want that donut next to their name. They've done that yesterday to 3 countries. And so now it's about getting some points and some respectability.
Oh, we know what happened last year in the semi-final. Now Sherwin Stowers, he's got plenty of pace. Can't get through. So the first time tackling of South Africa has been incredibly clinical. Opportunity for Sam Vaka. But I say opportunity, not really able to make much headway. Dixon downfield. I see Ruan Nels on the park as well, and, as is Declan O'Donnell. Mickelson. Now they've got an extra man here. Can they make use of this? Well, the big charge downfield. There they go, and it's Murphy Taramai steps inside. You said they didn't want that 0, Willie, and it looks like they might have overcome it, or might still have to overcome it. Have they got it down? Well, it's not going to affect the outcome, but we might well go to the review.
There's the 2 debutants as well, Taramai and Vaka. The money ball was Vaka as he threw it out wide, created some space, and Taramai thought he was going to get there. This might be chance for the video, the RVR rather.
Held up, no try. No try.
Well, there we go.
Held up.
Make his call. It's the end of the match. It's 28-0. And who, prior to this game, would have suggested that South Africa would be absolutely as clinical as they've been? It's a brilliant match. It was really finished off almost after Kwagga Smith got his 3 magnificent tries. And, well, standing by for an interview downstairs with Frankie Horn.
Firstly, Frankie Horn, congratulations on a dominant win. You really pressurised them physically.
Yeah, we know New Zealand's a quality side, so if you're going to give them momentum, they're going to punish you. And so we just tried to take away their momentum, and it kind of succeeded.
One area must be pleased is keeping them to 0 as well.
Yeah, well, it's also like besides the physical part, it's also a psychological part. So if you can just keep on grinding Oaks down and working on them, so well, it's just one of those days.
One of those areas I've really been impressed, not only your starting 7, but your whole squad. When you make changes, there's no difference at high level.
Yeah, we had a slow start yesterday, so guys have just been gradually building it and climbing the ladder, and it's good to see the guys all finding their feet and getting their rhythm, so it's quite good.
What's your thoughts, Australia in the final?
Oh, well, no, we'll have to take that one separately.
Good luck for it, eh?
Thank you very much.